Hello, thank you for joining me for another Dear Sam Horse Help Horsemanship series. This week I wanted to address something that has been coming up lately. I have a lot of clients who are currently looking to buy horses, and so in their search they are coming up with lots of questions about the horses that they are seeing before them that are all results of the human experience, we'll say. And then on the other hand, there's a lot of people who have horses and are realizing that maybe where they thought their starting point with the horse was and where the horse currently is are in two different places. And then there are other people who have taken on rescue horses or horses that require some mental, emotional, and physical rehabilitation, and are realizing that despite their intentions, the horse is in a very different place than what they expected. And this is one of those things where all three categories really come back to the same basic starting point, which is despite our intentions, despite our end goal or long term, even if we're not in a rush, even if we want to do right by the horse, we need to have the ability to step back and have some perspective to say, just because we have good intention and just because our goal is to help this horse have a better life and feel safer and maybe physically in a better spot, that we need to acknowledge where the horse realistically is starting. And this is where sometimes people want to come in and they want to help, give the horse so many different experiences, and they don't realize that they are kind of going up against everything that this horse has previously been taught. And so just because the human has the intention to try and give the horse a better experience does not mean that the horse is currently available mentally or willing or trustful in being able to participate with humans. And this is really hard for a lot of people. It causes a lot of emotional frustration because, the human is going, I'm trying to do right by my horse, and I'm addressing his diet, and I'm addressing physio issues, and I'm trying to help with his training, and why is there so much resistance from the horse? And again, this is one of those places where we have to step back and say, this isn't about you and your wants, but this is about doing what can help the horse best in his current mental, emotional, and physical state. And that's where we really need to step back and take an assessment of where is my horse today. And sometimes what we see as behaviors that we think are the issues are often symptoms of deeply rooted concerns, fears, defensiveness that are often have been taught in the past by humans, whether it was intentional or not, whether it was through training practices or lifestyle or whatever the horse has been exposed to, however he has been presented into human scenarios. But we really need to take some time, and this is not something that just because you have a plan or a budget or a timeline or the intention that your horse will just comply with whatever it was that you had in mind if you are looking to help either re-educate, rehabilitate, or just create a more quality human experience for the horse. So, think about times that maybe as you're on this potential journey of, I'm trying to help my horse, I'm trying to do the best I can, and if you're experiencing emotional frustration, if you're experiencing potentially overwhelming moments, that maybe you need to step back and say, maybe something is being missed here, because honestly, it's not about you. And this sounds kind of funny because, it's about the human helping the horse, and yet we have to do it based on the individual horse, his previous experiences, what he is showing mentally and emotionally in response to interactions with people, physically what he has going on, and really helping these horses make changes is really a three-part progression. So it's not just about physical rehabilitation, it's not just about mentally getting him to trust you, but it really is getting that mental availability to where he can learn to participate, where we can reawaken his curiosity, which replaces his fear, which then increases his willingness to physically participate in an emotionally calm manner. So just something to keep in mind if you feel like you're struggling as you're trying to refine and help your horse on your journey, that sometimes despite our best intentions, we're perhaps jumping ahead, or we're perhaps anticipative, or we're perhaps too imposing in the expectation of just because you have good intention doesn't mean your horse is currently able to receive it. Until we build up that trust and that try and that willingness, the horse really cannot retain new information. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining me.